If you are a business on Instagram and you get more messages and leads than you can actually handle every single day, then this video is for you. Now, I've been an appointment setter myself, and I've worked with various businesses, ones who are doing tens of messages per day, ones who are doing 100, and ones who are doing thousands of messages per day. And what I've discovered over the past years is that hiring more appointment setters or paying those setters more doesn't necessarily get you better performance. And we've been able to develop a system that allows us to handle thousands of DMs per day with a single appointment setter. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the system, how we've implemented it, how you can implement it yourself in your business, and how you can skip the entire process of hiring and firing more setters and paying them thousands of dollars only for them to quit your business within a few months. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, let's begin with the universal funnel structure that most businesses use. Now, as you know, you can generate leads through these methods. So first of all, using cold outreach, it can be to people who you don't know or from a list that you've purchased from another broker, let's say, or warm outreach, where you reach out to your own followers who are already warm and have been nurtured by your content. Long time follow-ups, as in you reaching out to leads whom you messaged a long time before, but they have kind of ghosted or they weren't ready for your offer, or form submissions. So for the leads who have opted in through the forms and you want to reach out to them. So they're already warm, they're already nurtured. And so this is the second. The third is maybe ads. You're running ads, you are redirecting leads to your form submissions, to a free community that you have, or wherever it is. We can also reach out to them within the community and try to qualify them for your, higher tier program or offer. And finally, we have organic. So organic can be coming from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or any social platform you want. And the organic can also opt in through various methods like freebies, comments, or whatever channel you kind of use. So now that we've covered like the main places or sources that leads come from, we want to know where they all flow. And as you know, they all flow to the DMs. Now, you can be like the old school businesses where you have those automated funnels, whether they're in the DMs, you have this ManyChat automation that collects the user info and sends them to a VSL, or it's a form. It's like a funnel on the website, and you kind of collect the contact details of the leads and you redirect them to a VSL, and after they watch it, they opt in through a form, let's say. Now, we know that this is not very personalized, and if you have a nice brand and you want to have a personalized touch for your audience, then this won't be a very good strategy to kind of implement. So if you want to have a more personalized interaction with your leads, answer any questions they have, and give them the feeling that you care about them, like make it personalized such that they appreciate you and convert even more, then the DMs is one of the best ways to do that, is to get like in direct contact with them. And with the DMs, you either book them on qualified calls. So its goal is to book qualified calls and close them on high ticket deals, or you can even close them in the DMs. Now, each business has its own methods of doing this. But yeah. Now, this is the main hurdle for most businesses. They get a lot of leads. They'd be doing really well in the outreach and the ads and organic content, but their struggle is handling all of the leads that are coming in. And this can create a huge problem in the business where you get a lot of leads who are messaging you and waiting hours, even days for a response. And we know that when leads wait, they will find a competitor. They will find someone who will respond to them and give them the solution to the pain that they already have. So this can be a very crucial point where most businesses mess up and respond late to their leads and go very slow with this process, and this hurts the business a lot. It hurts the reputation as well. Now, as you know, the DMs and DM setting or appointment setting, whatever you want to call it, is divided into multiple SOPs or tasks that you need to perform to make sure that your DM operation is running smoothly and all of your leads are going through the funnel, correctly. So we have the setter SOPs, and we have the outreach that the setter does, follow-ups, natural conversations, and data tracking. And those are divided into even sub SOPs. So let's say if you want to do outreach, you want to generate a list of warm follower leads. You want to generate a list of cold leads if you're doing cold outreach. You want to reach out to them. You want to engage with their content before reaching out to them. You want to split test different outreach methods to see which one gets the most reply rates and which one gets the most conversion rate, basically. And with that, we also have the follow-ups. Like you want to do short-term follow-ups with your leads, long-term follow-ups. But so by short-term, I mean the leads that you just contacted recently and have kind of ghosted you. You want to reach out to them after a couple of hours or a couple of days. Whereas the long-term follow-ups are those with where the leads were not ready in the moment, or kind of ghosted you long term. So you want to reach out to them again after a couple of weeks or months of their initial opt-in. And we also have the pre-call follow-ups and the post-booking rapport stage, where you want to follow up with the leads, check out on them, check if they are ready for the call, if they have any questions before it, or just make sure that the leads show up on the call, and this will require some sort of attention. And you also can do follow-ups if you are trying to close in the DMs and you want to follow up with the lead to see if they actually made the purchase, and that's if you're doing high volume, right? So this is with the follow-ups. Now, follow-ups take a lot of time to do because it's a very repetitive task that also contains a lot of volume work. So it takes up to hours each day for the setters to finish them, depending on the volume, of course. It can take minutes, but yeah. We also have the natural conversations, which is I think this is the most important part alongside the follow-ups. Right now, all of those are important, of course, but the things that move the needle the most are the quality of the follow-ups and the quality of the natural conversations that your setters have with your leads. So in this case, what I mean by this is, qualifying leads based on certain criteria. So let's say you want to check up if they have the budget, what's their occupation, where are they from, do they actually qualify for your offer, and then, answering any FAQs that they have and handling objections as well. So checking whether they have any doubts that aren't allowing them to move forward in the sales process. So you want to make sure you handle those in the DMs before they actually get on a call and have this belief stuck in their heads that will kind of stop them from investing in your offer. So this is a very important part in the DMs, and it's one of the main things we need to do there. So we also have redirecting leads to specific resources. So if a lead isn't nurtured enough, let's say, you want to send him a certain resource that nurtures him further and allows you to continue the sales process with them. So this is with the natural conversations. It's also a very important kind of place where the leads can feel like they're speaking to you directly as the business owner, and they feel like they're getting special care from you. So if you don't have this process kind of dialed in and personalized to the leads, well, of course your conversion rate is gonna drop. And then we have the data tracking. As we know that doing or making decisions on the long term that are emotional isn't a sustainable way to grow in a business. So it's very important to track the data to see how you can improve your business basically. And data tracking is divided into, let's say, CRM tracking, so all of the details of the leads, and KPI tracking, as in checking and gathering the metrics that are important to see how your business is actually performing. So I can show you those in a few. But basically, these are all of the tasks that you need to do. And of course, the time it takes to perform all of these tasks on a daily basis depends on the amount of leads that you're getting every single day. Now, of course, there's someone doing those tasks. And if it's you, then you're probably, or this video isn't probably for you, because you're still like a beginner business owner. You're trying to figure out what are the frameworks that work well with your business, and maybe you're at the process of hiring a setter. But if you already have a setter or multiple ones, then continue with this video. So as you know, of course, a setter is doing all of these tasks, and it's kind of ironic where the first time you hire a setter, they'd be very excited to get into your business, especially if they're a bit inexperienced. And that was me, by the way. Like I got into the business very excited to kind of qualify the leads, speak with them, and it's this laptop lifestyle thing where I get to have a total freedom and get to work from anywhere I want. But little did I know that basically all these tasks are very repetitive, and the only task I enjoyed, or the SOP, was actually the natural conversations, where I had to come up with some ways to go over conversations, some unique ways to handle certain conversations. But almost, let's say, 80%. So 80% of this is kind of repetitive as well. You always have to send the same exact messages and questions and stuff like that. So it's not very enjoyable, So overall, the total experience of the setter on a daily basis is kind of repetitive, and it is what I call the virtual slavery chains. They're like, the setters are chained to those tasks that they have to do, and if they don't do them, then they don't move the sales process forward, they don't move the business forward, and therefore they will be like missing out on commissions, and it's their loss basically, right? And it also affects the business as a whole, because if the setter stops for one day, then those tasks double, so they have to do 2 times the work the next day. And if they skip, then you can multiply this or add it. They have to do 3 times the work that they have to do. So let's say your setter slacks on the weekend and he misses out on half of the tasks that he has to do. Well, the next day he has to do the same volume of tasks and even more. And what's also kind of annoying with the setter is that on the weekend, yes, their productivity kind of decreases because they have a personal life and they want to kind of enjoy it. And this affects the business in a way where what we've seen from our data is a lot of leads opt in on the weekends because midweek they're kind of busy with their work and stuff like that. So when the setters are kind of taking a break, this is where the leads are also the most active. So when you have this dilemma going on, it will affect your business a lot, of course. Now, moving forward, we know that your setter has those repetitive tasks to do every day. And if you've been in the game for a long time, you probably have faced this situation where your setter kind of burns out because of all these repetitive tasks, and they ask you for maybe a higher raise because of the work they're doing and because they already have leverage over you. They're already trained, they already know about the business. So they ask you for more money or they quit, put simply. And all this with the same amount of work. Like, it's not like if you're gonna pay them, they're gonna do better. Maybe the opposite happens, because if you pay them more, they still have the same amount of leverage that they had before, and they become more complacent because they're getting more money for the same or even worse quality of work that they put in. So What happens next is, let's say your setter does all of these. Well, either your setter burns out and quits, or you maintain a consistent volume of leads. But when you want to scale your lead inflow, you think, okay, so if I have a setter, of course, the setter isn't going to be doing those DMs all alone. So I need someone extra to handle the extra leads that are coming in. So yeah, sure. What about I hire an additional setter? Now, this setter, of course, in the beginning, he will be happy, will be excited to work with you and all that. And also, you tell your previous setter to train the new setter. So train them. Now, with this comes several problems, and some of them can be, first of all, who watches the Watchmen? So, how can you know that your original setter is training your new setter well? So this is the first problem. And the second thing is that, let's say your setter actually trains your second one, right? So let's call this setter 2 and this setter 1. So let's say setter 1 trains setter 2. Well, in this period, you gotta kind of sacrifice your scalability just for the first setter to be able to train the second one so that they can be able to handle the volume later on. Now, of course, with this process as well, there comes this responsibility for you to not only watch the first setter and their performance, but the performance of the second setter. And this will require you to go over their conversations, check their SOPs, not their SOPs, sorry, their KPIs, check if their KPIs are good and all this stuff. So this comes with a lot of time cost and energy cost that you can be putting into figuring out how to scale your business even further. So this is the first kind of problem. The second one is the data accurate, right? So you gotta check if these guys are performing well. Third one is, what if my lead pipeline dries out? Well, you risk losing the second setter and even the first setter. And oftentimes this kind of problem leads to this one, where you get so busy trying to micromanage your setters and revise the conversation and all this stuff that you forget or you slack on doing the tasks that will get you more leads in, which was your original goal in the first place. You wanted to get in more leads and your setters would handle all of them. But again, this kind of leads to this problem. And then you got this kind of worry, which is, how long should I wait till my setters are ready to handle the volume? So it takes time to train the setters and to get them to generate consistent results. And again, this time, this energy that's put into them can lead to this problem, which is a kind of dried pipeline, lead pipeline. And finally, how much will I need to pay them to stick with my business? So remember what happened in the first setter. Let's say they gain leverage over you and they ask for more money and you pay them more money. Well, this same thing can happen with your second setter. Now, what if they team up? Now, that's the worst case scenario, but I'm just showing you that having a team of human setters opens up those risks that you wouldn't want to have, and that will put you in this tough spot of just worry, consistent worry of having those setters churn or misperform or being inconsistent and inefficient. And we were very aware of those problems, and several coaches I spoke with were facing the same exact problem. They would hire a setter, he would churn. They would hire another setter, would churn. They would hire a third setter. Let's say, okay, things work out, he's doing well. And when they come to scale their lead flow, they get into this kind of new routine of hiring another setter and checking up the performance of both and trying to make sure that both of them stick with the business. And of course, this takes like a lot of time and attention that can be put into generating more sales assets and content that can get in more leads. Now, I'm not saying that this strategy doesn't work. In fact, I've seen a lot of businesses have multiple setters and they're doing really well. They're generating above 6 figures a month with a couple of setters. But they told me, like, I wish I had another system that doesn't require me to hire another setter and repeat this kind of process without the risk of course, having those setters churn. So after all of this, we've realized that this process not only costs money, but also costs time and attention, as I'm always saying. So recently, I kind of decided to get into the AI opportunity because I saw that if ChatGPT can give us answers in the way we want those answers to be, and if we can get it to think the way we want it to think, then why not use this technology to automate the entire process of DM appointment setting? And so this is when I came up with this system, which is called the single setter system. And what this system does, well, it is powered by AI, of course. Now, what does the single setter system do and why did we use AI in it? Well, let me show you. In most of the cases, we had business owners, like my clients, who had a setter, and this setter was doing well, average, let's say, and he was allowing the DMs to flow and, continuing the sales process normally. His performance wasn't the best, but he knew the business and he was working like really well with the business owner. So what those business owners did and what we did with them was check up all this process and start automating each one by one. And so we looked at the outreach process. Now, I've had some clients who purely got their leads from like inbound and from ads, and ones who did both. And for the ones who did both, we looked at, okay, what can we automate here? So generating a list of warm leads, this can be done by scraping, by like creating a fake account and scraping all of your followers using this tool. So this process was automated. Let me put the automated ones in blue. All right, so the text in blue are the kind of tasks and SOPs that are automated, and the ones in orange are the ones done by a human. So we automated this part. And then by generating cold leads, we haven't had an actual use case with this, but we did this mostly done by a human. Of course, it can be like automated with AI, but we haven't dove deep into it. And we also have reaching out to them. Now we have automations out there that can reach out to a list of leads that we provide them with. But for the sake of safety, we haven't automated those, but they can be automated with AI. And we also have the follow-ups. So the short-term follow-ups, all of them we've automated by AI. It was a very simple process and it was very strategically done with personalized follow-ups. Now for the long-term follow-ups, because we had AI doing most of the natural conversations and store the context, then we could do long-term follow-ups and we automated this part. That way, every time the client wants to reach out to leads who have ghosted them a couple of weeks or months ago, we did it very easily because AI already had context of the conversation and it continued from where we left off. And for the pre-call follow-ups as well, it was automated. So as you can see, so far it's 5 out of 6 tasks that were automated by the system. We also have the natural conversations. Now this got tricky and it was a bit difficult for us to figure out a way to do it efficiently, but recently we got to this point, and with qualifying leads based on certain criteria, we got AI to do this very easily. We also had it answer FAQs because we had like a knowledge base with it, and redirecting leads to specific resources. This as well, we fed it with the links and the resources that we needed to know, and handling objections. Now, for the most part, this is done by a human because oftentimes objections reveal a certain lack in the like AI's knowledge. So what we do is every time AI is like gets a objection that it hasn't gotten before, we redirect the conversation to a human for him to do it, to continue, to handle the objection. And then we kind of save this objection and the reasoning behind how he handled it, and we input it into AI so that it can become better and better. So it's like the reinforcement learning process that's continually taking place so that AI can become better at natural conversations and handling objections as well. And for the data tracking part, we've automated all of this using AI. So let me actually show you what I'm talking about. So if we want to start with the outreach, now if you want to automate the first part, which is generating a list of warm follower leads, it's pretty simple to do. So the first step you want to do is, of course, create a fake Instagram account with a Gmail that you don't use. And then you can go on to any web browser you want and type in like Chroman. Now I use Google Chrome for this, but you can type in like Chroman extension and it will give you this IG email extractor. And what this does, and we've been using it for a while now, is it extracts all of the followers you need and all of their information. And after this, what we usually do is let AI scrape all of those accounts, gather a bit of details about them from their posts and from their description, and customize the outreach message for them based on the information that it just extracted from their profiles. So this can be easily automated, and there are plenty of other tools out there. There are plenty of people who also do this that you can find on the internet. So once you're done with this process, of course, generating cold leads can also be like automated in plenty of ways. And it can be like automated using the same exact method here with the Chroman extractor, where you extract the followers of some of your competitors or people in your same niche, and you reach out to those people who follow them. And also you can, I think, scrape the comments and the leads from the hashtags of those, which is very powerful. So you can automate this or you can do it manually with whichever method you want. And reaching out to them can also be automated using this tool, which is called Auto IG DMs. So this is the one. All you have to do is like subscribe to this tool, and it will allow you to like reach out to your leads with whichever messages you want. And for the pricing of this, it's like this is like the best solution, cloud-based. It requires no work from your side. All you have to do is connect your account and of course like subscribe to them. And I'm not affiliated in any way, by the way. I just showing you what we've tried before. Now currently some of the accounts do use those, but we don't use them in most cases because we don't want to risk getting banned on the established accounts of our clients. So this is automating everything that has to do with outreach and crafting the outreach message and sending it. And with the follow-ups, we've automated the short-term follow-ups in a way where we've built a backend automation. It sends a personalized voice message to the lead using AI and with the voice of the business owner that we're working with. And it's like, hey, Robert, hey, John, saw you left the chat and I am curious to know, you were talking about your situation with your current client acquisition system. Could you tell me more about that? Right? So you can automate basically any voice message you want using AI in your own voice and with a specific kind of strategy or tactic that reads all of the context of the conversation and builds up the voice message based on the context. And so we've done this very seamlessly with AI and other follow-ups like voice messages that are pre-recorded, normal messages, GIFs. And for the long-term follow-ups, we've developed a backend system that kind of takes care of all that, where all we have to do is reach out again to the leads that we had in the pipeline and kind of re-engage the conversation. And for the pre-call follow-ups, it's you can say it's part of the natural conversations where AI can reach out to the leads and check if they're like ready for the call and if they have any other questions. And then we have qualifying leads based on certain criteria. So let me actually show you what a conversation looks like between AI and an actual human lead. So I just pulled up a conversation that happened recently, and let me show you how AI interacts with the actual lead. So we reach out to them and the lead responds, and from there we start building rapport with them. Hey, like my name is la la la. Nice to meet you. And we start sending the messages, acknowledging what they're saying, relating with them, and the appointment setting process as usual. And after we build rapport with them, then we get their goals and whatever they're saying, like their pain points and all this stuff. And when we have them, we finally get them on a Zoom call. So this is the simplest kind of conversation that I can show you. And all of the texts in blue are sent by AI, and all of the texts in gray are sent by the lead. And so our appointment setter, we're running this on 2 Instagram accounts right now. We're doing cold outreach, so you can see this is from a cold outreach sequence. And our appointment setter, all he has to do is nothing. Like all this conversation is done by AI, all the way to booking a call. The only time the setter has to check the conversation is if the lead is kind of persistent in the conversation, they're deviating from it, or they're trying something that's a bit suspicious. This is where AI delegates it to our appointment setter. But yeah, this is AI and its power when it comes to messaging the leads and building rapport with them. So going back here, I've showed you how, and like an example of how AI qualifies the leads. It also answers the FAQs. So you might have seen some answered questions that AI has answered. It redirects them to the specific resources and handles objections. This is done by an actual human. And when it comes to data tracking, let me actually show you what that looks like as well. This is the KPI tracker, for example, and shows you all of the things you want to see, which is, let's say, average response time it takes for the leads to respond, the average touch points, percentage of trials sent, start to finish, all of the follow-up response rate and the reply rates, and it actually shows like the actual amount of leads and data that's being printed every single day. So yeah, this is it about data tracking. We also track all of the information about the lead in the CRM. So now you've seen kind of all of the automations and how they work in the backend. And I can tell you that this system has helped us a ton. It has helped us increase conversion rates for businesses up to 5%. No, sorry, not 5%, 5 times, and others 2 times, 3 times. So through this range, all because AI was doing all of the heavy lifting while the setter was taking care of the stuff that, like the tasks that AI couldn't do or doesn't do, just for it to be trained on them. And this system overall has saved us the pain of hiring more setters because it can handle most tasks instantly with amazing quality. I love this AI technology and I love what it can do, because not only is it doing the repetitive tasks and saving the setter from all of the heavy work he has to do, but it's also allowing us as business owners to not worry about the system leaving us or leaving our business just suddenly. And we know that it's consistently putting in the work, it's doing the heavy lifting, and the volume of leads that are coming in every day. It's giving its full attention to the leads that we have. And all these factors, when they compound together, those are the factors that will create a good brand reputation that will therefore allow you to convert more leads, to close more sales, to get more people who appreciate your personalized efforts in solving their problems. Because most businesses out there are like, they don't give this much personalized attention to others. But now with AI, we can very easily do that by replicating ourselves in the DMs. And as you know, these days, there's a statistic. I will put it up on the screen. So this is the statistic here. It's the interpersonal trust in the United States from 1972 to 2018. And it shows that there's been a drop from around 45%, 48%, all the way to around 30% in interpersonal trust. And this shows that people these days find it harder to trust anyone, whether it's in the real world or online. And especially online, they don't trust businesses because most businesses out there have those automated website funnels or email sequences that they use to try and convert those leads to buy their offers. But the problem with that is that those leads aren't dumb, and they know that you're trying to sell them something. But if you compare this with trying to sell them something which they don't even realize in the DMs, they are more likely to convert because you're giving them your personalized attention, and they know that since they're getting this personalized attention in the DMs, they can also be getting it in your service or your offer that you kind of sell. And this builds a nice brand reputation, especially for the word of mouth, and basically makes your business better and easier, and all without the effort of hiring more setters to take care of all of this volume. You have AI doing all of this stuff even better than humans and giving your leads a great experience that they will therefore stay with them and allow them to convert and buy your exact offer because you are the one who cares the most about them, compared to other people who just put in those ManyChat automations that collect a few informations here and there, or they try to send you a free training with a form opt-in, which works. But as those things kind of become commoditized and found everywhere, they lose their value. So the new thing that we have today is AI. And so I see a very few amount of businesses have implemented this solution so far. And it's very new to the point where anyone who messages you will think that it's you speaking to them and will really appreciate everything that you're doing. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video and found value in it. My goal from it was to show you the processes that we usually do to make sure that we have a successful appointment setting system, and also what we've automated and why we've automated them. Because if you want to scale your business today, you have like two paths to take, really. You can either hire more appointment setters and have to worry about paying them more, about when or where will they churn, and whether they're performing or not, check their consistency and data, and if they're replying to your leads instantly, and if they're handling objections well, and all those little details. If you want to have this experience, feel free to hire more setters. But if you want to leverage this technology that we have today, which is AI, and like automate most of the processes that a human shouldn't be doing in the first place, then this solution is for you. Not only will you be able to scale your appointment setting process without the need to hire more setters, you can also, and you will also, get a better quality of conversation and of appointment setting basically with your leads, because you have a system that's working 24/7 and works like a robot, because it is a robot basically. But of course, an intelligent one that imitates your tone and has a singular goal, which is to qualify your leads successfully. So with that being said, if you would like us to get on a call with you and kind of go over your entire appointment setting processes and see what is missing and even what can be automated, feel free to book a call with us. I'll leave the link in the description below. And with that being said, if you'd like to know and learn more about how you can improve this process, this system overall, feel free to subscribe to this channel, as I'll be sharing more videos like this one. And all I ask from you is to take care of yourselves, take risks that are necessary, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.